Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 14th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day. Woke up this morning at 5:32 a.m., which is really ironic. My brain has this weird way of, like, if I set a time in my head, like I want to get up, or what's the earliest I get up, or what's the latest I can get up, I will ironically wake up at that point before an alarm ever goes off or anything. And talking to my wife, I said, what's the earliest I could wake you up if I'm up, say, at 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep and I want to drive home? And she said 5:30. So I woke up 2 minutes later than what's the latest I could or the earliest I could wake her up. So went ahead, got up, and I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get out of bed here. I'm going to go get my run in, get back, get a shower, and looked at the weather bug app, and it was 39 degrees outside. And I, like an idiot, had packed my running gloves, my running mask and stuff in the car already, because I was thinking, well, it won't be that cold. It hadn't been. It's like in the 50s every night in the morning, waking up in the 50s, and I can run with just, shorts and t-shirt, whatever, something big deal in the 50s. But 39 was wrong. I was like, I'm not running 39. So I went downstairs quietly, got myself a bowl of cereal, kind of hung around the house a little and stuff, gave her some time to sleep in. I think she slept in. It was like 6:15, I think I woke her up. I'm like, okay, it's time for her to get up. I'm kind of done messing around here and nothing else to do. So I went ahead and woke her up 6:15 or so. She got out of bed slowly, not in a big hurry. Finished packing the car the rest of the way up. We headed out. I told her, I said, it's up to you. I have a bowl of cereal and stuff, everything. We were throwing a bunch of stuff away. And we're taking almost, we dumped out like the rest of the milk and the chocolate milk that was gross. I thought I'd try some. It was on sale, and it was gross. So backed up the rest of the car 100%, went and basically threw away lots of the garbage, got all the laundry and hang packed up, ready for them to wash up here at the timeshare, and headed home. I told her, so I planned this to hit a Bojangles on the way out of town, which I'm a big fan of Bojangles, eaten there a few times. First time I ate there was when we went and visited a friend of ours, Caddy Jen, up in South Carolina. I think she's in South Carolina. Drove to her place and hung out with her, I don't know, 4+ years ago or so now. And that was the first time I had it, and I've had good luck at Bojangles since then. So I said, but I don't want to eat here in town. I like to eat like an hour, maybe hour and a half from now down the road, give us a chance to stretch your legs and get out of the car another little bit. So she agreed that made sense. She could make it that far. So we headed on down the road, basically just cruising along. Pulled off, grabbed some gas, headed over to Bojangles, and the parking lot was, oh my god, the drive-thru was backed up out to the street. It was ridiculous. We parked, walked inside. I wanted to use the restroom at the gas station, have a restroom I stopped at. So went in there, and it was just overwhelmingly busy. It was ridiculous. They were out of biscuits, like they were waiting for biscuits and stuff. We finally got our order in. It was incompetence upon so many levels of incompetence. Waited around and stuff. Some other couple came through without mask on. I guess actually North Carolina is in a mandate for mask. And then after they ordered their stuff, they walked past us, walked out kind of more in the dining area, and way away from people, which was cool, whatever, no big deal. And they were sending stuff, and some old man came in, he ordered behind them, and he creeped up on my wife and I, and was sending stuff like all up in her face, kind of thing, telling us how if these people don't start wearing masks, we're never getting rid of this stuff, blah blah. And I looked at him and stuff, didn't even acknowledge it. Says, well, before you start casting stones of the sins others are committing, you're within the 6-foot space, so back the hell up off me and my wife. And the guy looked at me and I said, you don't get to judge other people when you're out here breaking rules too. Just because you got a mask on don't mean you be up within 6 feet of me. So he backed up. He kind of like got the hint. He backed away from me and stuff. And somehow the people who were behind us, a couple orders, we got ahead of us somehow. I don't know, it was a mess. It was absolutely a mess. They screwed up the order. Finally got our food. We left. I complained. I was like, hey, just so you know, your girl in the back's just scooping cups of ice out, which is completely against health code. You're supposed to use a scoop. There's a bunch of things we had. You're doing this and that. Is not. This is the worst Bojangles I've ever been in my life. And basically we headed out. We got there, and the guy basically gave us a bacon and cheese omelet, not a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet for my wife, which was superbly annoying. And just, you need the egg. The egg's the moisture of the biscuit. It is what it is. So we had that. I had some potato rounds, and they pulled my potato rounds first, waiting for the biscuits. The potato rounds got cold. It was not a good experience. So it was not the greatest start to our meal prep coming home. Basically, get back on the road. I think we lost 39 minutes like that. 39 minutes it took us at that Bojangles. I was looking at the ETA when I was supposed to get home, and trust me, it was not worth no 39-minute wait for that shitty ass Bojangles. So we headed on down, basically drove through, had a couple times we hit some rain, but never enough had to turn on my wipers. It was kind of one of those funny things where you're just like cruising along and stuff, and like it starts raining, I'm like, oh great, it's gonna rain, and then like the windshield stops and the windshield dries off. So was able to creep on home. We hit a handful of different little stops here and there, got some gas, hit some rest stops, just kind of getting out, stretching my legs a little bit. Driven like, I don't know, 1,700 miles or some shit this week. Back and forth, and Karen hasn't drove a minute, not once. She didn't drive at all, which was nice because she didn't have to worry about traffic and mountain roads and all that kind of stuff. So we basically cruised through. We ended up basically kind of just having a day of it, just nothing major. Got back to town, I texted the lady early in the morning saying, hey, my ETA says I should be there around 6. I'll be getting home. I'm going to drop my car off. I'm going to jump in the truck, drive straight up and get you, then come back and unload my car and stuff. I want to get my dog home as soon as I could and be there as early as possible. And my GPS actually says it's going to be there at 4, but I gave myself 2 hours of stopping for fuel, rest stops, and food and all that kind of thing, which I rolled in here a little bit before 6. It's about a 20-minute drive to her place. And I texted her and said, hey, we're home. I'm grabbing my truck and I'm heading your way. I'll see you in just a few minutes. So I basically take off, and I am literally a block from her house, like 2 blocks from her house, which is 20-minute drive away. And senior stuff, and I texted her 15 minutes ago, like I'm right there, kind of said 20 minutes ago, and I get a call, and she's like, oh, I misread the text. I thought you were landing at 6, and I da-da-da-da. I'm like, I wasn't landed nowhere. There's no airport. You knew I was driving. I told you at 9 o'clock this morning I was driving. Like, what the hell? I'm like, talking about traffic and stuff. She's like, well, I had the dog. I lost track of time, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I said, well, I'm like a block and a half in your house right now. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I said, how long before you get here? She goes, well, I'm like 15 minutes away. And I'm like, oh, you fucking gotta be, like, it's that whole world. Like, I could have stayed home. I could have went ahead and, unpacked my car and all that kind of crap. I was just super annoyed. I wanted to pick my dog up, wanted my dog. And she's like, well, how about I just bring him to you? And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I'm like, now I could have stayed at home, unpacked all my crap. Instead, I told Karen to wait. I was going to do it when I got back from going to get my pup. And she went ahead and she started unpacking the car a lot. Didn't get all of it out. I had to get the cooler and the big suitcase still out. She couldn't lift it very easily. So I went ahead and I got back here. I was superbly not happy. So she had to drive my stuff down, drive my dog down. She did have the bed and the bowls and stuff in her van with her. So she apparently, I don't know if that was her plan. I have no idea what her plan was. But instead of communicating with me saying, hey, I'm in Port Orange, I'm blah, 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 whatever, which I could have been like, hey, cool, just meet my, I'm going to be home at this time, bring my dog down, let me know you're going to be there and stuff. So instead I had to wait around for her. I wanted to go for a run. I was actually going to run around out north of town. It don't matter. But got back here, got changed in running gear. She dropped the dog off finally. By this point, it starts to rain, so we made the dog get up running in the rain, which is not, we would have been already back and done with our run by then, but it is what it is. So went ahead, got most of the stuff brought in the house, everything done, got the dog, went for a run, got back, got a shower, head out here in the patio and had myself a cigar. Karen came out and watched some iPad with me, we watched some Hulu. He was watching some Hulu and whatnot. Chilled out here and just called it a day. I was exhausted. You don't realize how much driving can really tear it out of you, but that constant driving straight through really can wear it down. I hadn't driven like hour and a half as long as I got driven without stopping since before the pandemic. So like probably before New Year's. Like, it was ridiculous. Like when I went to Des Moines to get mom up, like November, December, where it was when we got mom. It would have been early December, mid-December I went and got mom last year. So that's the last time I drove, for over an hour and a half straight. Like, it was ridiculous, amount of time that I have not been driving. And then we drove around all over the mountains. So I was in the car a lot and just, I'm ready to be out of the car for a while. So I'm going to basically, hopefully take tomorrow off from driving. Won't be doing any driving the car or none of that. And then Monday I got to go do my vending machine routes and check on that stuff and all that fun things that comes with it. So I'll be back in the car then too. But it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.